Dude, awesome. Well, everybody, thanks so much for joining us today. We are officially episode 20 in the iconic podcast. We got a special guest here, 𝐤𝐤𝐤𝐿. Let the audience know who's joining us today.
My name is 𝐤𝐤𝐤𝐿, guys, CEO of Limitless Financial Solutions, and I own a financial consulting company where we help individuals fix and build their credit, get up to $250,000 in 0% interest funding, and build passive income assets that cash flow on complete autopilot.
Dude, that is so crazy. I gotta say, just for the people that don't know, and I know you had just asked me before, Nick, so it's so weird how faith works, man. Like, yeah. and just like the universe itself. So for people that don't know, James and I met casually 11 months ago.
Yes.
In a parking lot.
Yes.
You used to own an orange Lamborghini.
Yes.
Before you just got the blue one now.
Damn.
But I just think it's nuts, man. We talked about your business at that point, what you're doing, and I know you're very active on social media.
Yes.
But I think it's crazy now, 11 months later, shoot you a DM. Hey, man, we've been starting our podcast. Join on, and dude, now we're here.
Next
man.
thing you know, we're here. That's crazy.
Everything happens for a reason, man. I remember it distinctively because we were in the _𝐴CME parking lot in Edgewater, and you guys came up to me and you were just like, "Hey, man!" Like you just started asking me about the car.
Yeah.
And I always tell people, man, that the $40 Instagram handle sticker was the best $40 investment I've ever made because it's on.
Yeah.
It's on the current Lambo too, and it's just. It attracts people, like-minded people. And, here we are, man, doing this amazing podcast. Thanks for having me.
I love that.
No.
Dude, thank you so much for coming, James.
It's a pleasure
Absolute
to be here,
pleasure,
guys.
dude.
100%,
Really.
man. So we want to kick this off by addressing the elephant in the room,
Sure.
the Lambo.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You're our age. You drive a Lambo, man, and not a lot of people could say that.
Yeah.
Late 20s, 27, 28 years old now.
Yeah.
Obviously, multimillionaire. You're doing really well, dude. How did it all start?
The Lambo's actually a rental. You guys didn't know? I just rented it for today. Yeah, I'm a fake idiot. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah.
Imagine, I was
like... No, I got the title in the car.
Yeah.
Man, it all kind of just started with just like a dream. I know it sounds pretty cliche to say, but growing up in a Chinese, I'm 100% Chinese household,
right.
Education, college, getting a good job was very, very important. Of course. And I just was never good at that. Like I tried really hard in school. I just wasn't good at it. All of my cousins, they went to, NYU, Pace University. Yeah. My sister's at USC right now. And I'm over here. I'm a community college dropout over in Morris County. And I was like, there's got to be like more to this than life than just like working. And, I don't have a degree. I was working like 3 jobs at the time, like crazy shit, like working on the front desk as a concierge, working as the greeter at a massage studio, Elements Massage, which is like a Massage Envy or like a Hand and Stone. It's like a corporate company.
Yeah.
And then also working as a busboy, cleaning up rich people's messes after they eat at a Harvest restaurant.
Really?
Then personal training also on the side to try to, make that go off. But I just knew that there was just something more to that than just slaving and working 18, 20-hour days and, barely being able to afford a bowl of Chipotle.
Right.
So that's when I kind of explored entrepreneurship and started my own business and, using, the power of credit and all that stuff to learn high income skill sets, turn those into assets and, get to the level that I wanted to get at.
No, and that's amazing to hear because the one thing I always see now is making money online is the only way now to really make it out.
Yeah.
And where do you think at that point where you're working all these jobs, you're like, let me start exploring the online business and, online making skill set. How did that kick off for you?
Yeah. So it's actually funny. I was working all these jobs and it's just annoying. Like you have your boss, like you take your phone out really quick, you check it and like they're on your ass and you have like no freedom. You can't even go to the bathroom. And that was when the moment I was like this is slave. This is like, I'm in jail. I'm basically, dude, I'm basically in jail. So what I ended up doing was I had $500 to my name. For those that haven't followed me, you guys know this is my like story.
Yeah.
I had my last $500 to my name and all of my bills were due in just a few days. I was living in my mom's basement at the time. Yeah. So yes, no, I didn't have to pay rent. All right. That's what the haters are going to say. Yeah. Cool. Doesn't mean that I didn't have it fucking hard. Right.
No, of course.
But what I did was I had amazing credit. It's kind of how I got into the whole credit space. I had an 803, I believe, credit score. At the time, it was about 5.5 years ago. And what I did was I was like, you know what? I found a mentor, a business coach mentor. Yeah. His name was Vince Del Monte.
Okay.
Forever grateful for him. He charged $15K though for a year of coaching. And I was like, where the fuck am I going to get $15,000? I'm down to my last 500 and it's going to be gone in like the next 5 to 7 days.
Right.
So I took a gamble and I said, you know what? I gave him a deposit for my last $500. No, now I'm down to zero. And I opened up like 4 to 5 credit cards and I maxed them all out. Put the other 14.5K, invested it all. Just took a risk. You know, I always say no risk, no Lamborghini.
Right.
So I took a risk and I took everything that he taught me, the high income skill sets, e-commerce, online businesses, how to scale, how to build a personal brand. And in the first 23 and a half days, I was able to make $27,000 in profit. So, you know, going from somebody that's
insane,
$1,500 to $2,000 a month, and you make 27, like your whole world I didn't even know what to do at the time. I was like, what the fuck is what just happened?
That was through e-commerce,
and that was through my online business. Yeah, through e-commerce. Yeah, so that's kind of how that stemmed up.
That is so nuts. Going back to the e-commerce space, right?
Yeah,
you're leveraging that. What year was this? Were you drop shipping? Was that kind of your focus?
No, so it all kind of, it's funny. It's like a multi-step journey. So this was like right around the end of 2019, going into actually. Like this was right around September, I think it was September 23rd was right around that time. If I remember 2019, the like exact date. Yeah. And so what I first did was I took my personal training business from in person to online for multiple reasons. I didn't know it was going to happen, but I just did it because I wanted more freedom. I wanted more time. Like I was literally getting kicked out of LA fitnesses because you're not supposed to do outside training because, you know, you're taking business from them and shit like that, dude. I was literally like on their, they were hawking me down. Like I would clock in and they'd be like, that's the guy, right? Like, like all the managers would look at me. So I was like, dude, I got to take this online. I got to be able to like make money from anywhere. Right. And I started doing that and it went well, but I got sick of the whole fitness industry. Just like you're 400 pounds and I have to chase you to take care of yourself. Like I'm just not that type of person. I'm straight up, just do it or fucking don't. Yeah. So then that's when I kind of transitioned into like Facebook automation and doing, you know, drop shipping, but not on Amazon, eBay, Shopify, or TikTok, what all these other people doing. I leveraged the Facebook platform, and from there, kind of just like took off from there.
Now, James, I wanted to ask you.
Sure.
So I'm sure you obviously recently heard that China, we're going to be getting a ban on TikTok.
Yes, I did.
What opportunities do you see opening up for like the e-commerce market on like Facebook and these other platforms like you're talking about?
Yeah. So every influencer, with all due respect, is pushing TikTok shops now, and that's it's like
see it everywhere.
I heard it's very like fruitful though.
It's very it could be fruitful. It's very red shiny object syndrome. Right. Like the way that I've always looked at business was how do we make money forever, not how do we make fast money. Because I wanted to make fast money, right? I mean, I could have pushed NFTs when NFTs were hot. I could have pushed the next crypto coin, or whatever the fuck it was. But I want to make long-term money, and I want to actually be able to impact people's lives, not just, all right, like give me 20 racks for a TikTok shop and TikTok's going to get banned. I'm just not about that.
Right.
So with that, it's unsustainable. Exactly, brother. Right. And the way I look at it is, Facebook Marketplace is a blue ocean untapped market. Let me ask you guys a question, right? How many people are drop shipping on Facebook Marketplace that you know?
Genuinely
nobody.
I'm the only guy.
You're drop shipping in Facebook.
There you go. What? Right? So it's like I don't do FBA. Right. I don't do TikTok shops, Shopify, eBay, because literally everybody and their grandmothers, 80 years old, are selling on Amazon, TikTok,
it's
eBay,
oversaturated,
Shopify.
right?
Who's selling on Facebook?
Not only
random people doing garage
guys.
Now, James, I got a couple questions for you because I did dabble in the e-commerce space myself.
Yes,
I was similar to what you said, doing what everyone else was doing.
Yeah,
like you name it. Like I was pretty much connected to like I had a plugin where I was getting my stuff from China.
Yes.
Anyway.
Yes.
What do you like? I've heard a lot of people say that it's important to drop ship high ticket items. What do you think about that statement?
I absolutely agree. I mean, we do both high ticket and low ticket. All of our suppliers are US based, so we don't do the China stuff. No offense to my people.
No, of course.
But it's like it takes like 4 fucking weeks.
Yeah, it takes forever.
And then if the product is shit, which usually is, then you got to ship it back. And that's why e-commerce has such a bad rep, which we could dive into that later. But high ticket, I mean, just the other day, one of our clients, Adelaide, he made like on one couch, it's like $450 profit. And that was on one item. So imagine... you repeat that even just like 50% of the month, 15 days out of the month. Do the math. How much money is that off of one couch? So I love high ticket. Everything I've ever done has been high ticket. I've never done a course or anything like that. I think high ticket is so freaking powerful and scalable.
I like what you just said right now, and I think it just shows a lot about your character.
Yeah.
You're not selling a course on this.
No.
You're just like, hey man, this is how you do it.
Yeah.
3-step plan. Follow it or don't, and you make money.
Absolutely.
Let me get to that though. As far as what you're doing now and the Facebook automation and how you're selling on Facebook.
Sure.
What does it cost to get in? Like if I want to really get started and make money online and like yourself,
yeah.
How much do you think I need up front to really?
Yeah, that's a great question. So there's many different angles. Number one, you actually, if you're talking from an inventory standpoint, you don't need anything.
Right.
Again, unlike Amazon FBA and all these other platforms where it's like, okay, let me purchase $10,000 worth of iPhone cases, and I'm just going to hope that it sells.
Yeah.
And then if it doesn't,
you're screwed.
I'm going to go fuck myself.
Right.
Yeah.
Right? So for us, it's like, that's the beauty of it. The business model works where in a sense it's not just like traditional drop shipping. So like our investors and like the store owners, whoever it might be, the customer actually pays you first. And after the customer pays you first, you have a card on file. Then the card on file gets charged for the supplier to then go ahead and purchase the item. So if you're a customer, you purchase something from my store for $150 and the item costing me $50. I get the $150 first, and then my credit card gets charged for $50, and then at the end of every month, I just make sure that, hey, like the profit is $100, and I pay off the difference on the credit card. So if the customer cancels, well, you didn't have the order, the item, the piece of inventory in your possession to begin with anyways.
So the money comes back, no one
The money comes back, yeah. So when it comes to the inventory standpoint, there's literally no risk.
Right.
When it comes to the upfront investment standpoint, I mean, it's just there's so many different packages that we offer. It really depends on your credit, how much funding we can get you. Like we're very flexible. I tell people all the time, I can literally take anyone from 0 to their first 100K online. It's not like most services where it's like you have to have an X amount of money, you have to have this, you have to have that. We take anybody from the bottom to the top because that's how I started. That was my journey. So now I want to help other people do the same without selling the course.
That's amazing.
I love that. That's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
And I want to ask you if it's a secret, you can tell me. But what's like the best month you've ever had doing the Facebook automation?
Yeah.
Drop shipping.
Like from the store, within the store itself, like after all costs and everything like that. Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. I would say probably upwards of, I think it was 11.35K. Yeah. And that was like, but also you guys have to understand something though. I've been at this for like 5 years. Like that's not, I tell people all the time, that doesn't happen
overnight,
with a brand new store. Like
no.
We're walking into Mark Zuckerberg's house.
Yeah.
There's an algorithm.
Yep.
You can't just boom and scale up because then he's going to think you're frauding people, you're scamming people. It's a science.
It's science, right.
And I put a lot of time and effort and money, and I also put a little bit of money just to test for myself into like ads and stuff.
Yeah.
Our clients
Did you find any success with that? Like did it convert for you?
It did, but we find organic much better for Facebook Marketplace. And I'm going to tell you guys why. Facebook has over 3 billion with a B, billion active users on a daily basis. Billion, by the way, with a B, guys,
it's
active
crazy.
users. But let me ask you guys a question, right?
Yeah.
When you go onto Facebook, what do people, if they're going to go onto Facebook Marketplace, what are they looking for, right? They're looking for the best deal. Because why? Most people on there are doing garage sales.
Right.
Oh, I'm gonna sell this,
selling
this table
bumpers,
right here.
selling tables.
Right. I'm gonna sell whatever this whatever this couch right here. I don't really
carpet.
want it.
Yeah.
So when we go on there and we just change the fucking game, we create we do extensive product research. We make every single listing, the photos perfect, Canva, Photoshop, like a real listing.
Yeah.
We put the descriptions like you're actually shopping from a storefront. We destroy all these garage sailors and these part-time side hustlers. So that's kind of what changes the dynamic on that aspect.
One thing I love about Facebook specifically, though, and you make such a good point, is all the tabs are on the bottom.
All the tabs are on the bottom.
So the user experience is 10 times easier because obviously when you go to Amazon,
it's
so easy to get overwhelmed. You type in one word and you don't even know what you're looking for.
Absolutely.
But with Facebook, one click of a button, you're at the shop, and now it's like, so how does somebody, like, let's just say me, I want to buy something from your storefront. Is there like a vanity link? Do you have a specific URL? How do I get access to it?
Yeah, good question. So honestly, we keep things simple. I'm a black and white type of guy because the easier the journey is for the customer, the higher the chances are that you're going to convert them. And that goes for any type of product or service that you're selling. If they got to jump through hoops, they're most likely going to go to another website.
You make it a very easy funnel.
Make it very easy. So it's not even a funnel. So it's literally you go to Facebook Marketplace. And here's the funny thing. When we talk about algorithm, when you go to Facebook Marketplace, there's a very specific way to build up each and every single client and investor storefront so that we make it to the top of the algorithm. Versus compared to those guys that are just doing the garage sales and taking iPhone photos of this table. It's such a dark glare where you could barely see it. The way we title our items, right? Like putting specific dimensions, 6.5 by 10 length, width, having all these pictures, the first letter of every single word capitalized, little things like that, and just boosting the engagement. That brings us to the top. No websites, no fancy funnels, no complicated ads, no prior business experience. We use a platform that was meant for socializing, and we turned it into a money printer.
Dude, that's amazing, bro.
That makes so much sense now, because I see why you brought up the user aspect, because realistically speaking, when I go to Google, what do we click on? The first 3 links of anything we're searching for. Same thing with Facebook Market. I'm looking for a table. If I look at the one that gives me every single little detail, I'm more than likely going to purchase that one than, like you said, the one that looks like it's had better days and I can't guarantee quality.
And you know what's funny, guys, is just at the end of the day, it's not rocket science, it's marketing and sales. Right? Just think about it. Like, why do you think Nike is so freaking successful? Like, LeBron is the freaking, is the poster man, right? And it's like, just do it, right? It's like they're so successful. Everybody loves Nike. Everybody knows Nike, LeBron, Kobe, all these guys. So we took it from like, hey, like, we implement marketing, sales, customer service, negotiation, every single component, standard operating procedure that a regular business would need, and we put it into we basically copied and pasted it into this business model. And at the end of the day, it's a business. This is not like, oh, I'm trading Forex, I'm trading stocks. Again, no offense to those business models. I'm not hating. It's not affiliate marketing. We're building our investors a real business. They could pass to their kids. They could exit if they want. It's a real business with real operations.
And I'm assuming now, with all the time you invested in it, how much do you work on it now for the upkeep? I'm sure it's not as much anymore.
I don't do anything. So
0.
When I say fully automated, and here's the thing, like a lot of fake gurus are gonna get upset, right? Like they sell passive income. It's like, it's not fucking passive though. Because like, oh, you still have to work 1 to 2 hours a day. So how is it passive if I still have to put 120 minutes a day? It's not passive. Passive means you set it and you forget it. So for us, like literally, it's completely hands-free on autopilot. We just had a couple investors onboarded last week. One of my clients, his name is Wang, and he literally was like, dude, I'm getting like 30 inquiries, and the store's only been set up for like 48 hours. Like, the Facebook Messenger, the inquiries, like, hey, is this item still available? Hi, is this item still available? And he's like, do I have to do anything? And he's like, and I didn't reply to him because I was at the gym. And he's like, oh, wait, never mind. The team already replied for me. So it's completely hands-free and automated. I don't do shit. Like, I literally make money hands-free.
Now, James, question for you.
Yeah.
Let's say someone orders something from you.
Sure.
They get it and either they don't like it or it's broken. How do you handle that situation?
Good question. So we have a whole customer service, a team dedicated to customer service. We have product research team, product listing team, customer service team, a sales and negotiation team, right? And then we also have a marketing team as well. But when it comes to, our number one goal for all of our customers and, the people who purchase from our storefronts is customer satisfaction. You can't satisfy everybody, right?
Of course.
So what we do is we either offer a refund or we offer a replacement or we offer some sort of credit, just like a Walmart would do, just like a Target would do, just like an Amazon would do.
Use it in our store,
And we make things right because customer feedback is so important. Like, you have 1 or 2 1-star ratings or people doing chargebacks on our investors accounts, and Meta would literally like frown down upon you as if you were some like bad person. Like you were some sort of sinner, and it's realistic. It's like, okay, the customer wasn't happy. So we do whatever we can to make it right, just like a real business.
I love what you're explaining now, and just for the audience so they understand. So part of your business is for people like us. We invest in you. You help us build the business. Facebook automate. But now you're offering additional resource, the customer service, the product research, the whole 9. And that's what makes it so attractive for anyone trying to get into this. Rather than me having to go Facebook.com, try to do it myself, you're basically streamlining this for us. That's amazing.
I mean, put it this way, right? Most average Americans, 9-to-5ers, right? They don't. Well, hold on. Let me backtrack. They don't teach us about credit in school. They don't teach us about funding in school. They don't teach about raising capital, taxes, forming entities, assets, passive income. What do they teach us? Right? They teach us to live like says in the fucking Matrix.
Yeah.
Right? Go to school, get a fucking job.
Right.
Work 40 hours a week, retire at 65, take a 2-week vacation. So we said, wait, like I told you guys in the beginning, there's gotta be a way
Something out. Right.
Like when I was working my 3 jobs, there's gotta be a fucking way out.
Yeah.
So we're helping the average person. You don't have any prior business experience.
Right.
You don't know anything about websites, ads. You have no idea what the word business even means in the dictionary.
Right.
And we help you build an asset to help you generate money in your sleep. And again, more importantly, something that gives you freedom. More time with your kids, more time with your family, more time to travel, not to have to look up to that stinking boss that has to approve of your 2-week vacation.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So when I say anybody from 0 to 100, I mean anybody from 0 to 100.
So back to that, for the average guy, right? You know, because obviously this is going to draw a lot of attention.
Sure.
And people are going to be like, hey, if I could get out of this.
Yeah.
You were talking about packages before to really get yourself started. What's like a minimum pack? What's like the minimum entry? Or it just depends what you get approved.
It really depends on the amount of funding, and I'm not just saying that because like I'm gatekeeping, like, or it's just some sales tactic.
No, yeah,
because I want to be transparent for your audience.
Yeah.
I'm very transparent.
You really are, dude. I appreciate that.
But when it comes to that, I'll just to give people a ballpark, it's over a 5-figure investment.
Oh, yeah, that's fair.
But think about it, because we're literally building you an entire. It's not like $100,000 or
Right.
$50,000, but it's a 5-figure. It's a mid it's a mid 5-figure investment.
That's fair, yeah.
And again, the reason why is because we're literally building you a whole business. It's a one-time investment, and all
Right.
it is a one-time investment, and then just like a profit split, right? So to keep your
smart,
business
right.
going. So I mean, hey, you pay us one time.
I love what you're doing there.
Yeah,
Yep.
you pay us one time. And then after that, it's like for years to come, we only win if you win. Because if we're on,
Right.
let's just say, a 60-40 or a 70-30 profit split, well, sure, we can make a 5-figure investment up front off of you. But then if your stores aren't profiting, then we're shit out of luck.
Right.
I don't win unless you win.
It's almost, you know what it sounds like? It's almost like you're almost issuing a stock.
Yeah.
Hey, I'll give you give me $50,000. That
Yes.
gives us the capital to
Yes.
get your business off the ground.
Yes.
But I want to build a successful business, because if that starts profiting, we get a profit split on the back end. You're making money. We're all making money.
Yes.
It's a win-win.
It's a win-win.
And
Yeah.
I noticed that now the way you're scaling this is the more money you're getting, the more investments you're getting, the more you can scale those businesses, make them better, higher profit margins. Dude,
Resources.
really, really smart.
Resources.
I like where this is going at.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
dude, very interesting stuff.
You keep bringing up funding, and I like that, because the only way to get funding is credit. And I really want to dive into that.
Sure.
So as you can imagine right now, probably the average American doesn't have a great credit score. With interest rates going up higher,
Yes.
it's hard to keep up with credit cards, stay on top of it, remove delinquencies.
Yeah.
What do you think you were doing early on? Or let me actually take a step back. How did you get so good with your credit? How did you get an 803?
So, you know, my parents, I gotta give a big shout out to my mom and my dad, right? Because although, again, you know, they're in their, you know, mid to late 50s now. Growing up, they were just, and especially being in the Chinese household, of
course.
it's just work for your money. And I'm
Right.
sure you guys understand, like your parents probably
Yeah.
saying like work for your money. What's investing? Investing is risky. But one thing that my parents always took great care of was their credit.
Right.
And my mom taught me like the importance of good credit. And she was actually the one that was like, hey, you should like go and open up like a small credit card, like a
Right.
student credit card.
Yeah.
Use it, pay it off. Use it, pay it off. I was like, okay, sure, mom. Like you have a good credit score. So,
Right.
you know, my mom put me onto that, but then I kind of just took that and I scaled that credit knowledge to like, I can't even believe what I've scaled it to today, where it's like the amount of possibilities
Right.
that are in credit is so freaking mind-blowing, and I'm still learning. So it all started with that, and then I just took that, hired mentors. Vince
Right.
wasn't the only mentor, by the way. I hired multiple credit mentors, finance mentors, and just took the knowledge and just expanded on all the legalities and the loopholes and everything in the credit game.
Dude, that's fascinating, bro. You're like one of the first people I've actually had a good conversation with that got a mentor,
Yes.
and found success with it.
Yeah. We live in the internet era.
Right.
And everybody's a fucking mentor nowadays.
Yeah, everybody is.
that's
Yes.
so
Pay
true,
me
yeah.
$3,000 and, you know,
Yeah,
I'll
and-
teach you how to trade, and pay me this.
Yeah.
And I'll teach
Right.
you, I'll teach you how to 10x your Instagram followers.
Right.
And it's like, I was like, how do I sniff out the bullshit?
Right.
And how do I find someone? Because like I'm the type where it's like I want you to get on Zoom with me,
Mm-hmm.
and I actually want you to teach me valuable skill sets, and I'm here taking notes like a motherfucker. Like
Right.
I'm here taking notes. I'm writing everything down. But here's the thing: I'm not just taking notes and listening. The very next day,
You're doing
not,
it.
Not even as soon as I get off the phone, I'm implementing. I'm
Yeah.
applying it. So it's important to find a good mentor, but it's also to take massive action, because
Yeah.
you know, an idea without execution is absolutely nothing. So
Right.
I think everybody should get a mentor, and I don't think it should be cheap, because you know, like Alex Hormozy says, the best investment you can make into yourself is the S&Me 500, not the
Right.
S&P 500, the S&Me 500.
Yeah.
get a mentor. It'll fast track your track to success.
Yeah.
And pay for information. Pay for the information.
Because you save the time. There's people that have already done it, put the investment in
Yes.
years.
Dude,
but
that's a gold nugget of information right there.
Well, you're not. Listen, you want to get a six pack. You're gonna go ask a 400-pound man how to get a six pack.
No.
You're gonna go ask a ripped guy how to get a six pack.
Exactly.
The ripped guy.
Right. I'm gonna keep it transparent. This one's gonna pop off. Y'all ready for this? Cut this one for the shorts. Right.
Let's see.
You want to learn how to fuck. Are you gonna go ask a virgin how to fuck? Or are you gonna go ask a porn star how to fuck? You're gonna ask a porn star how to stroke.
Yeah.
So
You're
if you want to get rich, why the fuck would you ask a broke person how to get rich? Why are you listening to your teachers? Why are you listening to your parents if they're not where you want to be? Your friends, your boss, bro. Your college professor is teaching business management. He makes $50K a year. He's never fucking started a business in his life.
Right.
Facts.
So you're basically asking a virgin how to fuck.
That's very true, dude. Well said, dude.
That is
Fucking
so
gold,
true.
dude.
though.
So
It's crazy now, right? Because I think the biggest you kill it, and I think it blows my mind because now when we're in today's day and era, like you said, everybody wants to be a mentor, and for someone that's young and that really needs guidance, how did you know your mentors were good? What do you think was like a really big point where you're like, okay, actually, I should invest I should give this guy my last $500. What was it? What was it about him?
yeah, so first and foremost, what's really important is testimonials. Like I did my research and I did my due diligence, and I had spoken to a lot of people that had already worked with him. Right, he had an awesome funnel, an awesome sales process. Don't get me wrong, but I was like, all right, what are other people saying? And then I started doing digging. What are people outside of his a sales funnel on ClickFunnels? What are they saying? Because everybody's going to show their best.
Of course.
And you know, I got a couple of, you know, listen, everyone's going to have something bad to say. Just because they didn't work out for that, oh, he's a scammer.
Everyone's always going to be complaining.
But I was like, what does he have to offer? He's giving us a whole portal. He's giving us weekly coaching calls. He's actually interacting in the Facebook
okay, that's
groups.
huge.
He's like personable. He actually was the one that actually got on the call with me to I know he was closing me, but he actually got on the call with me. And that meant a lot to me because this guy's making $15 million a year, and he actually took the time to get on the call with me. It wasn't just, let me pass James on to another sales guy.
Yeah.
For me, it's more about that. Like, I mean, you could have a great product or a service, but who are you as a person?
Right.
And that's one thing that a lot of people say to me in my DMs too. It's like, holy shit, dude. You have a Lambo. You're this man of high status. You have all these followers.
Yeah.
You're talking to me in the DMs. It's like, you actually got on a call with me. And I have a team too, but once in a while, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, because I know what it's like to be in your shoes. Right. And I want you to feel like, hey, I'm a part of James's team. I'm a part of James's family. Not James passed me on to some person,
right?
And he's gonna take my freaking money, and then I
never
get to see James.
Dude, that's big.
No matter how big I get, I'm small peanut right now, but no matter how big I get, I'm always gonna make sure I do my best to interact with each and every single person, and I'm gonna treat every single customer like they're my last customer.
Dude, one thing I noticed about you, man, is like your humbleness.
Thank you.
Like your humbleness is something to admire because I think we know a lot of people with a lot less that act like their shit don't stink, and I think we come across this a lot. Like people who bought that one table at the club that night, $500, and he swear,
man,
they're the king of the world. Like,
what do you say about those, James?
do you come across a lot of people like that?
We have like a 1 hour time limit on this thing, right? So it's like,
I mean, I'm kidding. What are we at now?
I'm kidding. But
we got plenty of time.
I'm joking, but man, I could go on about this. I can go on about this topic for days. All I have to say is rich in real life. Rich in real life. None of this internet shit.
Right.
Rich in real life. So a lot of people, like, 80K watch means nothing. 300K
That's an 80K watch?
Yeah, it's an AP Royal Oak. It's pretty dope. That's probably one of my favorite watches in rose gold. 300K car outside. Cool.
Right.
You know, penthouse overview in New York City. Real estate in Dubai. All that shit is cool. But let me ask you something.
I want to dive into Dubai too.
Yeah, we got to dive into all that. Yeah,
let me ask you something. How's your family? Oh, they're still slaving? Shit. Yeah. Okay. You paying your bills on time? Oh, like you're this guru, you're making millions a year, but you got a 500 credit score because you got all these late payments on your credit card. And I expose people like that because I'm like, send me your credit report. I want my help. I'm like, wait, but you flexing in front of all these cars, but on your Capital One credit card, you got like 3 collections. Yeah. What you doing, bro? You can't pay your bills? Yeah. And then here's the best part. When it comes to investing in themselves, like the richest Instagram flexers, when it comes to investing in themselves, you guys say, all right, 20K to mentor you, 20 whatever for the store, whatever. I thought you was rich.
Yeah.
What's 20 racks? I'll give that to you right now. My life won't change if I give you 20 racks right now.
Right.
So you always find out how rich somebody really is and how much somebody, not even just like rich, but like truly how financially stable somebody is.
For sure.
When it comes to putting their money where their mouth is.
That's so true.
And for me, I put my money where my mouth. If I say I'm gonna invest into something, I'm gonna do it. If I say I'm gonna pay you, I'm the type that I'll wire you right now before I leave. Not yeah, I'll take care of it when I get home. That's an objection.
Yeah.
I've been in sales my whole life.
Right.
And you get home, you ain't got the money to do that.
Yeah.
Rich in real life, baby.
Dude,
that's what we about.
Rich
in real life.
That is such a big thing because it's so easy now. Like, for example, I could literally go outside, although I know it's your Lambo. I could be like, just bought it. Yeah. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, stand in front of it. You know what I'm saying?
Like, yeah, I get engagement, but it's like somebody's like, "Oh, Aunt, where's your Lambo?"
Yeah, I had to give it back to James, and James had to give it back to the rental company.
All right, so James, question for you. We're talking about credit. I know a lot of people now, they have like terrible debt, like credit debt.
Yeah.
What do you say to someone that's got, let's say, like someone comes to the like, yo, James, I got $20K credit card debt.
Yeah.
How should I go about handling this burden?
There's a couple different methods that you could take. So it really depends. What are your interest rates on those credit cards? How many of them have 0 APR and for how long before they expire? How many of them are charging you fucking like, 24.99% like typical
standard,
credit card credit cards do.
Yeah.
And more importantly, well, what is the end goal you're trying to get at? Because I'm never just gonna sit here, look at the camera and be like, well, you should do this.
Right.
What's your end goal? Is your end goal to just get out of debt and just be like debt free?
Yeah.
Is your end goal to be, I don't really care to fully get out of debt, to pay down my debt to 0, but I just want to invest. I just want to take my extra paychecks and have the extra money left over, and I want to invest. Like, what are your goals? So, for example, if you just want to just like save as much money as possible, tackle the high interest credit cards first, of course, because the interest sometimes itself is more than the freaking payment itself.
Dude, it's so nuts. Yeah,
it's insane, right? And then if you're just the type where you're like, you know what, like I just want to tackle the credit cards with the like biggest like debts first. So I have a credit card with 10K, but I have like 3 credit cards with like 500 each. I just want to get rid of the 10K credit card first to just clear it. You could do that as well. What you could also do is you could put a percentage of your every single paycheck into each credit card so that you pay a little bit more than the minimums. That way you're not just paying the minimums and you trim down the balance a little bit quicker.
Yeah.
There's just so many different ways, but it's all dependent on your goals.
You know what's so tricky about a credit card, and I think a lot of people see it, like people who are barely struggling to make the minimum, right? If you ever read your statements, it literally says if you make minimums, it's going to take you 25 years to get rid of the balance.
Yeah.
It's so
But they put it in like size like 0.5
font. And then and then Capital One does this really good, which I at least appreciate about those guys, is that's the little box. And the other little box says if you pay this amount, you'll get out of it in 3 years. So that's the approach that even myself that I look at, I'm like, well, damn, I wish I knew that when I was younger. Obviously get into that.
Yeah.
One story I loved hearing was the free BBL. I think the audience needed to hear that because that's a great credit story.
I haven't heard this one.
No, this one's sick.
Yeah. What are Latina viewers at? No, I'm kidding. But
listen, I have a friend here. He's a big fan of Latinas.
Okay. Yes. Good, man. Good. Any gray hairs yet? No? Okay. Got it. So, all right, the free BBL. I'm not going to say her name, obviously, with all due confidentiality. But I had a client of mine. She got a BBL.
Okay.
And, ass, tits, waist, lipo, out, everything. Like straight Cardi B type shit. And she put it on, the Care Credit. She split it between Care Credit, which is like the universal plastic surgery medical type credit
the 0
card.
APR one,
And then she also split, I think, between a couple of like her regular credit cards. And she got the BBL. And what happened was like she just ended up like she just like lost her job. She didn't make any money. And she was just going through a rough time financially.
Right.
And she couldn't pay the credit cards back. So what happened was like they basically got sent to collections. A few of them got charged off. Which for those who don't know, a charge off is basically just when the original creditor tries to collect the debt from you, but they can't, and then they use it as a tax write-off. Charge off, tax write-off. It still fucks your credit score, but they get to save on the tax benefits off of your losses.
Got it.
And then so she was like, James, like, what the fuck do I do? She reached out to me on Instagram. And I was like, let me take a look at your credit report. We swept and deleted probably over like 10K worth of debt off of her collections and her charge off for her. And she basically got a free BBL, baby. So I don't know what she's doing nowadays. I follow her, but she doesn't really
start
post.
the OnlyFans at this point.
At this point, she shouldn't give me a percentage because I got you that free BBL, baby.
Wait, but so question for you. How'd you get her that 10K?
I didn't get her the 10K. So the 10K was on the credit card.
The credit card,
So let me just kind of explain how that happened. She racked up 10K worth of debt on credit cards. Now, It's going to be interesting right here because a lot of people are going to be like, oh, that's how you damage your credit score. He's a fraud. He's lying. Look up the laws, Fair Credit Reporting Act, Fair Debt Collection Practices Act. There's a lot of laws around this. So, for example, one of them, U.S. Code 15 U.S.C. 1681. That's under the Fair Credit Reporting Act, and what that states is all information reported onto your credit report has to be reported 100% accurately. So what happens is how credit repair works is when you find inaccuracies and discrepancies on your credit report, legally under it's a consumer federal rights law. I'm not pulling it out of my ass. It's the law that's been in place for decades upon centuries. They have to either delete that negative remark off of your credit report, or they actually have to compensate you $1,000 per every account that they don't delete. And the reason for that is because a lot of times, first of all, when you take out a credit card, we can dive as deep as you guys want. When you guys take out a credit card, right, and you submit the application, let me ask you guys a question. Where's the wet signature?
You don't. You just kind of
click I agree to terms.
Agree,
Where's the wet signature?
There is none.
Oh, there's none. Okay, who's to say I applied for that credit card then?
A bot could have done that.
There's no wet fucking signature. Identity theft is a real thing, by the way.
God damn.
About 10 weeks ago, you guys heard about the whole Social Security scheme.
It's in the dark web. I got it on my Experian report.
On your Experian report. Me too, right? So let me ask you a question. Under the law, right, if they can't verify that information, they can't. There's no wet signature,
right?
And the original creditor had actually sold the debt off to a debt collector. How can they legally prove and validate that debt belonged to my client?
They can't.
They can't.
No,
it's sold off to a third-party debt collector. Okay.
Right.
Now, to make it clear, listen, guys, I'm not saying that they can't go after you. They can't do that. Most of the time, it doesn't happen. If it's not on your credit report, from my experience, most of the time, our clients don't get sued. If it's still on your credit report, they pull it from Experian, Equifax, or TransUnion, they can still get sued for that. But once we delete it, that debt is basically washed off, gone, and you never have to worry about it again, realistically.
Dude, that is so crazy. And I know when I was looking into this, right, one thing you do also do really well is you're really good at even deleting, like, some delinquencies, like late payments. One thing that I find incredible, because I did my research on this as well for late payments. I know it stays in your credit for 7 years. What do you do there to cut the shortcut there?
7 to 10 years it could be on your report for, 7 years to a decade. So again, it's all legal based, right? So I'm gonna give you guys a prime example. If you guys, let's just say, like for you, my brother, you have your, I'm pulling up your credit report. You have a Chase credit card, and there's 3 credit bureaus. Let's just say that your information, like your name, tell me really quick, what's your full legal name on your driver's license right now?
Anthony Gomez.
Just Anthony Gomez. No,
Anthony E. Gomez,
what's your middle name?
Edward.
Is that spelled out, or is it just E?
It's just E.
Okay, so Anthony E. Gomez.
Right.
On your credit report, legally, it has to say across all 3 credit bureaus, Anthony E. Gomez, spelled correctly. It can't say Anthony Edward Gomez. It can't even say Gomez E. Anthony. It can't be out of order, all that. It has to say Anthony E. Gomez. When's your birthday?
August 16, 97.
August 16th?
Yeah.
1997. I'm August 8th, by the way, right? It has to say August 16th, 1997 across all 3 credit bureaus. It can't just have the year or just the birthday. It has to match across all 3. Right? Let's just, your address just for confidentiality. Let's just say it's 123 Apple Tree Lane, Paramus, New Jersey. It has to say 123 Apple Tree Lane, Paramus, New Jersey, whatever the 07024, whatever. Across all 3 credit bureaus, it has to report exactly down to the T.
Okay.
What's your employer? Oh, I work at Target. It has to say Target across all 3. If it doesn't, well, how can you are you the only Anthony Gomez in this entire world of over 400 million people? Entire U.S. of over 400 million people? No, so how can they validate that belongs to you? They can't even fucking get your name right. They can't get your birthday right. They can't get your address right. They can't even fucking get your employer right.
Now, James, do you
so if that's sorry to cut you off, if that's inaccurate, well, then how can they say that late payment belongs to you?
They can't.
Delete it.
No,
I was gonna ask. Do you see that happening often with your clients? Like, is that a regular thing?
All 1,300 plus of them.
Really?
Yes,
are you kidding me, bro?
Every day on my story, for everyone that's gonna follow me on my story, you guys are gonna see new results every day. I don't backdate results.
I see them all the time.
Every day it's new results, and I'll include the date too, like the client's name. I'll blur out their last name, and I'll literally put like November 7th, 2024 dispute results. Deleted. Nobody can argue the law. Men lie, women lie, numbers don't lie, and the law can't lie.
Right.
Dude, that's
crazy, bro. From that perspective, what does it cost to get your services for those credits? Because I noticed you have like multiple businesses. What about that one?
So credit services, we are, just to be fully transparent, we're the most expensive in the game. Nobody charges more than us. We're the Lamborghini of credit repair. So, You know, we don't do the Lexington Law bullshit, $97 a month. They charge you for like 4 years. Your credit score goes up 5 points. You talk to a robot the whole time.
Yeah.
All of these fake gurus charge you $500 for credit repair. I'm fucking expensive. It's not a 10-figure investment, but it's a mid 4-figure investment.
That's fair.
And the reason why is because, number one, it's all completely hands-free. I don't say, hey, guys, sign up for my credit course. It's not a course.
Right.
And here's the PDF. Go send these letters out yourself. We have credit repair experts.
Right.
We have credit repair attorneys, lawyers, in which all I pay out of my own pocket. And it's a hands-free. Everything. I'm Mr. Hands-free.
Yeah.
We do everything for them.
I love that.
Set it and forget it.
You're white glove. You're white glove.
You white glove service, premium service. You enroll in us. We do all of the work for you.
Yeah.
You sit back, kick your feet up,
Right.
have a beer, and watch your credit score go up. So, permanent results, hands-free, long-term credit boost, mid 4-figure investment.
I love that, and I've seen something similar out there. And I want to get your perspective on this. So, besides credit repair, have you seen the ones where it's like, let me help with debt relief, right? Because you help with that too. The ones where they go, listen, Ant, stop paying your credit cards for like 6 months. We're gonna consolidate all this, and then you'll be back in shape in 3 years. Should the average person that's heavy in credit card debt go that route? Doesn't sound like that's the case.
No. So it's funny.
Yeah.
About a year ago, I go on YouTube and I type in my own name. There's a couple shorts up there. I've been on a couple other big podcasts.
Yeah.
And I see these two like old dudes. I think they're from Canada.
Okay.
I believe they're not even from the U.S. So they don't even understand the U.S. credit laws. It's fucking ridiculous, right? And they literally made like a whole 12-minute video shitting on me.
Really?
saying how I'm an idiot. What his credit advice is gonna it's gonna damage your credit score. It's gonna put you in jail. If it did, I'd be in jail by now. No,
yeah, of course,
FTC's watching me, right? CFPB's watching me, right? Why the fuck am I not in jail right now?
BBB would report
okay,
you,
yeah, okay, exactly. So. And you know what's funny? He was a debt consolidation / debt relief company.
Right.
So he was trying to basically persuade his audience to don't go through credit repair, just go through debt consolidation.
Yep, that's what it is.
What a way, right? So let me tell you something about debt relief programs and debt consolidation. Okay, what are they doing? All they're literally doing, Anthony. What did you just say? Consolidate the debt. Put all the debt. Put you on a payment plan.
That's it.
That's all they're fucking doing.
While ruining your credit.
I gotta pay somebody to do that, and then what happens? Here, let me put something out there for you. You have a collections on your credit report.
Yeah.
Here's what I say. Never pay the debt collector. Because when you pay the debt collector, here's what happens. They tell you, oh, I'm not going to report this onto your credit report. You're good. Just pay me. They split the profit with the original creditor. So AT&T is your original creditor. They sent you off to ABC debt collector. Hey, man, just give me 30%. The debt collector says, give me 30%.
Yeah.
What's going to... On your credit report, all it's going to change is it's going to say paid collections. The collections is still there.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. So when you go to the bank and you apply for a credit card, what's going to come up when they pull your credit? The collections.
Collections, yeah.
So what do debt relief companies do? They consolidate your debt, but if you're already late on your payments, if you already got sent to collections or a charge-off or a repo,
right.
Yeah.
You're still screwed.
You're literally giving the money to the bank or the debt relief company, and your credit is going to get even fucking worse.
Right.
Because now you're spending money, but your credit, it's not getting removed off your credit report. Real life example for the audience.
Right.
Don't do this, guys, by the way. You're married. You're married.
Okay.
You have a wife.
Yeah.
You go out with the guys one night. You cheat on her. She has no idea you cheat on her.
Oh, God.
A week later, it's killing you, baby.
Right.
Yeah. That Latina with that BBL that night at the bar. Yeah.
The one with the OnlyFans.
I fucked her. Yeah, the one with the OnlyFans. I fucked her. She's mad as fuck. She slapped the shit out of you. You're sleeping in the doghouse.
Yeah.
Right? You snitched on yourself even though she didn't know. But then a week later, you try to go back to her and you say, no, baby, I was just joking. I never fucked that BBL Latina.
Yeah.
She gonna believe you? No. So that's how debt collection and charge-offs and late payments work. If you pay them, you're snitching on yourself. They have to validate that this actually belongs to you. They can't do it because they don't have the correct personal information.
Yeah.
You snitched on yourself by paying, and then you try to say, oh, wait, well, can you delete it? No, you snitched on yourself.
You already paid for it. You acknowledged it at that point.
That's wild.
James,
you're a genius, man.
You know why I see a lot of it with like the
That's
easy
wild.
pass tolls? I feel like that's such a thing, man.
Yeah.
So many overdues because they try to charge all these fees. And if you don't, it just goes to collections.
Yep.
And then they try to work with you, negotiate, then they'll call you.
That's crazy.
So basically, if you have any collections, just don't do it. Just let it. Because eventually it goes away.
Yeah, eventually it goes away. It does take 7 to 10 years. So unless you're okay with living with bad credit for 7 to 10 years, and
Or
this
just
is not,
call you.
And this is not financial advice. This is
Right.
just for educational, entertainment purposes only. All right, I'm just gonna say it like this, right? Like, if if it gets to a point where a lot of creditors, sometimes they'll do this, but it's very rare unless it's like a freaking like 100K or a huge amount.
Yeah.
They'll try to like put a civil suit on you where you have to show up to court. Then at that point, it's a little different. Well, then they can put a judgment against you. They could take your assets. But most of them won't even, first of all, like they can't even validate your information. Most of them won't even do that. Right, especially for like a 5K credit card debt. Right. So what most Americans just do is they deal with it. They're like, "Fuck it, I'll just live with bad credit. It'll be off in 10 years, so I'll just pay it in hopes that it's gonna make it better."
Of course.
And it doesn't do anything. So that's why in a lot of my viral clips, I say never pay the debt collector. Get it removed off your credit report.
I got a question for you, James.
That's a good piece of value.
Because all ties into it. There's a big scandal just recently.
Yeah.
If I would have done the Chase money glitch,
fuck.
would you be able to help me? So just for the audience that doesn't know, the Chase money glitch was this thing where people were writing hot checks basically on Chase, and the Chase actual glitch was you were getting the funds immediately.
Yes.
So if you wrote yourself a fake $40,000 check, you had $40K in your bank account within like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And people were drawing all the money out.
That's crazy.
Yes.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I can't help you there.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, that's
just stupid.
I can't help you there.
I mean, don't get me wrong though. If I need to pay for like mentorship or something on the spot, that's and then I got to pay it back. Then I'll go to jail for a bit.
Yeah, I mean, I can't listen, man. If I had plugs to the CEO of 𝐷𝐻
and just be like, hey man, just
I would probably be on a jet with like Jeff Bezos right now, man. I can't help you there,
dude. That's
James. So I heard you mention before Dubai.
Oof.
I want to get your opinion. Like, how'd you like it out there? Would you fly first class?
It's either first or business all the time.
Nice, man.
Can't do that 14-hour economy. I'm short, but dude, my back still kills me, man. Like
Oh
my
my
legs.
God,
Yeah. I love Dubai, man. It's my second home.
You said you have a condo out there, right?
Yeah, so I invested in real estate out there. It's 40th floor condo, the W brand residences. So there's a couple around here. So it's the first W brand residences in downtown Dubai. And that's going to be ready in probably about a year and a half. It's an off plan, so it's being built right now. They're about like 50% done with it.
Wow.
And I'm looking to expand a little bit as well. Long-term goal is to have a villa over there. One of the Dubai villas. But those
one of the Palms, like
on the Palm Jumeirah. Easily, an average one is like 20-30 million USD. So that's a long-term goal to be in one of those.
James, question for you, my man. So what's the process like if you're an American? I don't know. I'm assuming you're American, right?
Yes,
Citizen?
absolutely. Born here, citizen.
Yeah.
Yep.
So what's the process like if you're an American and you want to buy property in Dubai? Is it easy or
so fucking easy?
Easy as shit.
Yeah. You fly into Dubai. You say I want to buy this property. You wire them the money, and then that's it.
Really?
And that's why Dubai Dubai's number one.
Yeah.
And I say that and I say that as a U.S. citizen. Dubai's number one because you go over there. And did you guys know that 90% of the people that are in Dubai are expats?
Yep.
Meaning like...
I was going to ask you
yeah,
that.
people from all over...
Entrepreneurs
that
from around the world.
that are not Emiratis. Only 10%, born there, born into the family. You can't become an Emirati.
No.
You have to be born into the family or born there, right?
Of course.
So the reason for that is because there's so much opportunity. They welcome entrepreneurs.
Yep.
Because anybody can just go in there, start a business.
Mad tax breaks.
If you start a business there, they give you a visa. So you could be a resident there just because you basically open up an LLC and form the business.
Really?
You go in there, you buy. That's how I did it, right? It was like my second trip to Dubai. I was like, I want to invest in real estate here. I want to get my visa. I want to do all that.
Yeah.
Literally close out on the property, sign some paperwork, wired them the first payment, and then that was pretty much it. So it's the real land of opportunity. I call it the real American dream over there.
When you're starting to invest in these condos, how long ago was that, and what do you think it's going to be valued at when it's up and running? And do you think you'll Airbnb it out or something like that? Or
absolutely. I'm definitely not living in that. I don't want to say it like I'm not grateful, but
right, of course.
When I'm living in Dubai, I'm living in something much nicer than that. Those 40th floor view of downtown Dubai, the Dubai Canal, Burj Khalifa. It's great, but I'm either going to just sell it and flip it, or I'm either going to do long-term rentals. Not necessarily Airbnb. It just requires a lot of headache and stuff, but long-term yearly rentals. And in Dubai, it's amazing because the checks come either in 6 months or a year. You have to pay the rent up front. They don't do like month to month here. So I would get the check. I would get the check up front. They pay all the fees and everything else is in my pocket. Just one check, I cash it in. I mean, on year over year, if you invest into a good Dubai property, 8 to 10% returns.
Wow. Okay.
That's pretty conservative in Dubai. Say 7 to 8%. 10% is a little high, but to be conservative. But yeah, looking to make some solid a solid bag off of that condo investment. Dude, and it's a W brand, so it's fully serviced.
Oh, I'm sure.
So
yeah.
the brand
full
itself,
amenities.
full amenities, infinity pool. You know, the W Club. There's like a bar. It's insane. State of the art gym. It's the W, man. So,
yeah,
it's a W. That's so. What's one thing that you like love about Dubai, and one thing that you're kind of like?
I mean, one thing I love about Dubai. Damn, only one. I think the most important is the safety.
Yeah, that's huge.
What people don't understand is that it's the safest place in the world to be. The safest place in the world. Don't at me. It's the safest place in the world to be. For kids, for women.
I hear that, yeah.
I can walk outside with
no crime.
with 4 Cuban link chains on. Ain't nobody gonna do shit to me.
Really?
And I'm 5'4", 140 pounds wet. Ain't nobody gonna do shit for me. Because when you commit a crime over there,
oh yeah,
you go to jail, they chop your limbs off.
Yeah.
Oh, where's the freedom in that? That's ridiculous. You have no freedom. Freedom. So you mean that I'm driving around my Lambo, I got 80K on the wrist, and I have to look over my back every 2 seconds to make sure somebody's not going to shoot me? You call that freedom?
That's not freedom.
That's not fucking freedom.
No.
So number one is safety. It's number one for safety. I purposely left my Rolex. When I went over the first couple of times, I rented a couple supercars, Lambos, Ferraris. I literally left my Rolex. It was a Spider, a Lambo Huracan Spider. I left my Rolex in the seat. I went to have dinner. Came back, it was right there.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
I actually left my Rolex at dinner once, and I drove away. They found me in the system. They called me, Mr. James. They called me on WhatsApp. Mr. James, you left your watch. Come back and get it.
That's amazing.
That's so amazing.
Over here, bro, you go to the
that thing would have been pawned already.
You go to the Bronx, you go to Queens. Your car will be on bricks the next motherfucking morning.
Yeah,
that's really how it is.
So it's safety is everything. One thing I don't like, I guess. I mean,
I heard it's hard to walk around.
In the summer, it gets really fucking hot.
Oh yeah,
dude, it's like, and I'm a psycho. I went there for my birthday. It's in August, and I'll probably do it again because I'm a psycho.
Yeah.
115, 120 on a daily. And to the point where the heat is so bad, guys. To the point where you actually can't breathe. Like you go outside and you're like, fuck, that shit hurts to breathe.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing. But my plan is to ultimately be, I would say about 7 to 8 months.
Yeah.
In Dubai and then 4 months here. Come here for the
Really?
summer months, 7 to 8 months over there.
I was gonna say, man, I was keeping up with you that one time you were out there, like a couple months back, and you were there for like a month, I think.
2 months.
2 months. You were there for
60
a
days.
while.
Yeah, it's a typical Dubai trip.
Where do you stay out there? Are you have any property now that you're living in, or no? Not
Airbnbs,
yet? Airbnbs, that's
hotels,
nice.
all for free because of Amex points. Not Amex, just credit card points and miles. I fly for free. I stay for free. All of that's taken care of.
So
I bounce all over the place. I like to try different Airbnbs and hotels to see like what kind of different real estate is out there, and it's good for that because then you're like, what's my next investment gonna be like? I like the marina. I don't really like the Palm. I like the Palm more than I like I like JBR. I like downtown more than so just bounce around a lot. I get bored easily, so I like to bounce around.
That's good. I mean, especially with yourself, you have all this flexibility. I'm sure it goes a long way.
Yeah.
You mentioned points. What do you think right now is the best travel credit card that you've been taking advantage of for
the best travel credit card?
Yeah,
great question, man. I think that it really depends on. Again, I always say because everything I do is so custom. Like for myself, I like the Capital One Spark Miles credit card, and I do like the Amex Platinum. Here's the thing: the Amex Platinum gives you 5 times the points for every $1 you spend on, but only when you book flights with them. Okay. Here's the thing about credit cards points, though, guys.
Yeah.
In my opinion, you want to get a credit card that gives you at least 2 times the points for every $1 spent on all purchases.
Okay.
No specific categories.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's where the Amex Platinum kind of falls like kind of inferior to all these, because the Capital One Spark Miles, or if you take a look at the Amex Blue Business Blue Plus, which also gives you 2 times the points, what I do is I transfer them to Emirates.
Okay.
And the ratio is amazing, right?
I heard that,
So when I transfer that, so if I got, 100,000 points of the 100,000 miles, so a business class flight one way, if I want to pay nothing out of pocket except taxes and fees, like 227,000 miles. So just on spendings alone in my business, welcome bonuses, right? Spend 4,000, get 60,000 points. I leverage the fuck out of those.
Oh, I'm sure.
That's how I get all my free flights. So I would say Capital One Business Spark Business Miles, and then the Platinum. And then what you do is, for the Platinum, if you do want to book your flight through them or a hotel stay through them, do it on that card, because then if you spend $2,000, that's 10,000 points that you just get back.
Yeah.
So you're basically
like
getting
free money.
You're basically getting free money back.
So
There's so many different cards though. Like I have 50 credit cards. So.
I was gonna actually ask that. Yeah, I've seen it. That's yours.
Yeah. Well, no, that's my daily wallet. That's got a couple of like insurance cards and stuff, licenses, but like that within, I probably carry 8 around with me on a daily basis. because everyone has a different purpose. So you want to be able to leverage them properly. It's all a science. You don't just like yo, I give my friends so much shit when we go out to like a restaurant to eat and they take out a credit card that gives them, like, they take out the platinum instead of the gold. The Amex Gold gives you 4 times the points per $1 spent. So if you spend $200, that's 800 points. You use the platinum, you only get 200 points. You're literally leaving 600 points on the table.
Dude, that's
and
so
you eat
smart,
out every
bro.
single day. That adds up. That's
Dude,
how
so
I have
quickly,
I never actually thought like that deep about that, man. That's so
Yeah,
true.
I know.
You're
I'm such a
you're leaving
nerd
points.
when it comes to that stuff,
No,
but it's just
dude,
like
you're
this
living
is
good
so
off.
huge though, because
Yeah.
so many people, and that's what they said, the credit card can be the best tool for yourself to get ahead or the worst one.
Or the worst financial decision
And I
of your
think
life.
that's one thing I've slowly started to leverage is not use my real money. Use credit, because even if something happens with the credit
Sure.
card, it's not my problem.
No.
Call the credit card company. Hey, somebody stole my wallet. Like it was legitimate.
Chargeback dispute.
True, everything,
Yeah.
and it goes away.
Yeah.
But if you get a debit card, you try to call a bank. Hey, somebody just stole $800 on my bank account.
You're pretty
Tough,
fucked.
that's your tough shit.
Yeah, it's protection, and it's also like, think about this: the average American, they barely got $1,000 saved up.
That's
right?
so true.
And they want to start an e-commerce store, something like that. Like, what are you gonna like? First of all, $1,000 isn't even gonna get you a store with us. But like, let's just say you invest into something. You use your last $1,000. How do you eat? How do you feed your kids? How do you keep the lights on?
Oh, yeah.
You're fucked, right? I'm really against saving because saving is losing, especially due to inflation. But you do have to have a little bit of money to be able to
like a
feed
little
yourself
cushion.
and take care of your
Yeah.
family. So let me ask you this: like, you want to invest? Let's just say 5 figures into an e-com store. I mean, if you really got it like that, you got it like that. We've had clients just use their own cash and wire us, but it's like, why do that when you could just leverage credit?
Right, and get
Use
a
the
reward
bank's
out of
money.
it.
All the banks do is fuck you over.
Yeah.
They, you put 10K into the bank, they're giving you 0.0000001%, and they're fucking lending that out to somebody with bad credit for 18%.
Yeah.
They're fucking killing you with that.
No, it really
so
is.
if the banks are gonna take advantage of you, I teach people, fuck the banks just as hard as they're fucking you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck them.
No, seriously.
They're not your
yeah.
friends.
No, they're not. No.
No.
And take advantage of the rules they set for you.
Alrighty, boys. I gotta tell you, we're already coming up on like 50+ minutes. So, but I did want to get your opinion on one thing before we
Sure.
wrap this up. We were talking about investments.
Yes.
What do you think about Bitcoin?
I love it.
Did you see what happened recently? It's
been pumping.
all-time high.
Trump 2024.
Let's go. Yes. We obviously try to be very conservative here, but
Yeah.
because we have a very sporadic audience.
Oh,
so-
do you? Yeah.
Yeah.
Trump 2024. What you gonna do about it?
No,
Yeah.
straight up, like after the elections, like everything went pumping, stocks.
No,
crypto.
but everything, yeah.
Bitcoin is the future. I'm not gonna sit here and talk your ear off about that, but all I'm gonna say is time in the market, not timing the market.
100%.
Every single Sunday, I don't care what the price is, I don't care who's fucking president,
Right.
I'm buying, because Bitcoin is about supply.
Yeah.
And one day when
very limited.
when
Very
there is
limited.
no supply, or there's very limited supply, the people who have the most Bitcoin are gonna be the fucking people in power.
I
So
think
buy Bitcoin.
I love that.
I
dude.
think it's incredible how the crypto market is moving, and I want to just talk one more topic. I really want to finish with the Lambo logistics real quick.
Sure.
But talking about crypto here real quick, I have a buddy. You obviously know him. Shout out Arthur here. He bought _𝐤𝐤𝐞, and he bought it 2 years ago. He bought it at whatever it was, 3 cents when it collapsed.
Yeah.
And he was just putting like
he
five.
came up some money on that.
He was putting $500 per month for the last 2 years. I think.
Yeah. Dollar cost averaging.
Yeah, and I think his portfolio just like 2-3 months ago was 14K.
Okay.
Just after this little rally that came in, he's up 30K. I'm like,
That's a move.
it's
bro.
hit or miss though, because it's Doge, but I think Elon's influence on it really made it sustainable. But I
Yes.
think that should have just been another coin that flopped. But
Yeah, I
crypto
mean,
could do some crazy things.
good for your boy, man. Shit, that's a bag he ran up. I personally, I don't do like meme coins and stuff.
Yeah,
I
of
just
course.
don't. I Bitcoin, ETH, and Solana. Like I focus on the coins that are gonna have long term value.
Of course.
And I'm everything I do is long term. I've never did the pump and dumps. Never did the whole NFT bullshit. For me, it's just about I'm 28. How do I set up my family,
For financial success,
for success forever.
Forever.
My kids, my kids.
Kids,
How do I set them up to be like, yo, like Grandpa James was he's the
Like a
guy
Rockefeller,
he's the guy
like
that did
a-
it, man.
Yeah.
He's the guy that did it. So good for your boy. Yeah, I'm just not big into pump and dumps. I'm about long term investing and long term growth though. But good for him.
No,
that's
that's
awesome.
amazing. Listen, I think it's gonna be the future.
So
and I
James,
think
where do you see Bitcoin peaking next year?
Oh man, I'm not gonna get. Listen, I'm
6
not
figures.
I'm not a crypto analyst, but
Yeah.
I mean, if I had to make a prediction based off of the experts that I have in my network and in my corner,
Yeah.
I'd say, man, by March, 6 figures.
Yeah.
Again, I'm no crypto expert. Don't come at me.
You're not making a call, but
right?
you just
cut that short though, because that's just gonna go viral. And they're gonna kill me for that. But I mean, I would say by March, 6 figures.
No,
that's
dude,
incredible.
I think so.
And
too,
then we chilling.
Speaking,
that is
it's
so
pumping,
sick.
dude.
It's pumping, and we chilling. So yeah.
One thing I want to get into for anybody like that is aspiring to own a Lambo, we hear a lot of things, right? There's a lot of rumors, you know, whether it's from a fake guru or someone who owns a Lambo. What does it cost to maintenance and everything on a Lambo?
Poof. You in the big boy leagues now. So
no $100 pep oil changes.
What kind of cars you got drive? Just out of curiosity.
Yeah, I drive a Jeep Cherokee.
I drive a Camry.
Okay. By the way, Jeep Cherokees, I've always wanted one of those, by the way. Maybe I'm going to go out and get one. Camry's most reliable fucking cars ever. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
How much are your oil changes?
I go to Pep Boys, $100.
You?
Pretty much same thing.
Yeah. An oil change on a Huracan is like 15 to 2K.
1,500, 2,000.
Yeah.
What do you got to go, Paramus to go do that?
I go to Lambo. Yeah, I won't let anyone else touch my car.
Which is fair.
1,500 to $2,000. I got a service coming up in a couple months. I already asked him like, how much it's gonna cost me. He's like, probably like 3,500, $4,000. Oil change. Got a couple other things I gotta do. So owning a supercar, I'll leave the people with this, right? Like, you guys can't be one of those people that if you want to own a supercar, you make a little bit of money and you go out there, you fucking buy a supercar.
Right.
Just because you can make the monthly payments doesn't mean that you can comfortably afford a supercar. First thing I say is if you can't buy it twice, don't even fucking think about it. Think about buying it once, right? So if that's 300K, I can spend 600K. I'll be chilling, right? That's how I know. I got humbled enough to a point where I was like, I'm not gonna buy a Lambo till I get to that point because I'm smart. I stacked assets, then I purchased dumb shit like that, right? But also the maintenance, right? The one wheel is 3,700. On my orange one, I bent 3 of the wheels. I had the wheel coverage, right? Because it's Jersey, guys. The potholes are shit.
Yeah, the roads
but
are
if
like
I had to
worse.
pay for that, it's over like close to $15,000 for the 3 wheels. So just because you can make the little 3, 4, 5K a month payment,
right?
From your little course that you're selling,
yeah.
Be ready to keep up with the maintenance. Be ready. It's an expensive hobby.
And yo, one more thing. On the topic of the Lamborghini, a lot of people have this perception that to own a car like that, you're paying thousands in insurance per month. And I know that kind of varies individual to individual, but can you let us in on that?
Yeah, I am. Fuck you, Progressive. But yeah, I mean, it's just because I had such bad luck. Just because I had bad luck with my BMW M3, I was involved in 3 hit and runs. Weren't even my fault, and I had to report them. I'm not gonna pay for that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, like my shit was like $1,100 a month, and Progressive is actually I love you, Progressive, because you're the only ones that accepted me. Everyone else, State Farm dropped me. Liberty Mutual wouldn't look at me. GEICO said fuck off. New Jersey manufacturer said haha. So they were the only
general?
but the general's like, what the fuck is a Lambo? But when it comes to car insurance, I have boys that pay like $300 a month for their Lambo insurance.
Really?
It's crazy. Yeah, it's really just about your driving history, guys. These cars are actually very safe. Like especially the newer models, they have upgraded tech. They're very safe.
Yeah.
And again, insurance companies understand that you don't drive these cars every single day. Except for me, but you don't.
Literally, I saw him go to the supermarket in a Lambo.
Yeah,
I'm like,
these are weekend cars. Don't let Progressive hear that though. These are weekend cars. 4,000 miles a year, Progressive.
That's it.
But it's really depending on your driving history. It's not really that crazy though. For me, it's crazy because of my driving history. But whatever.
To wrap up the Lambo thing, right? I know you just can't go in there and try to get finance unless you've been proven to have a really big credit line.
Yes.
How big is your credit line? You have 50 credit cards. You have. What is it, close to...
Yeah, so because we're limited on time, I'm going to make this quick, but this is a topic I could spend 30 minutes on straight. So credit history and average age, similar accounts. It's called similar accounts. It makes up 15% of your credit score. Okay. So a lot of people think that they could just walk into a bank, oh, this Lambo's $290K, I'm going to get a $290K loan and I'm going to put 0 down. Right. Absolutely fucking not.
Of course.
They want to see not only your credit cards, but they want to see a mixture. They want to see how many credit cards you have. Do you have mortgages? Do you have other types of loans? Are you responsible with credit? Because at the end of the day, your credit is just... It's just a 3-digit number that dictates your financial responsibility, right? It's kind of like if you just clock into work late consistently, then your boss is going to look at you as irresponsible employee.
Right.
Credit is how financially responsible are you.
Yeah.
So I've had to build up my auto loan history, like all the way from Nissan 370Zs to Infiniti Q50s to BMW X3Ms, M3 competitions, then to finally get the orange Huracan, then to get this one. And they saw all of this positive, paid, satisfactory accounts on my credit report, and then that's how the limit gets bigger. So for example, on this one, on the Huracan, they gave me just about about 2.25
Okay.
2.25. The previous one, they gave me about 170, 175. But you see how the cycle goes up.
You keep
And
scaling
then on the
it.
next one, you know, it'll probably give me like 250 to 300, and then you work your way up.
Yep.
So it's really important to have that's those similar accounts. If not, you're gonna have a crazy down payment. Like if you're a kid with no history, they don't care how much money you make. Oh, you want 300K Lambo? We can only get you an 80K loan or 70K loan.
Right.
I bet then you're gonna be fucking putting down 340, 330. And if you're an idiot that even puts that much down on a Lambo, I don't respect you at all because you're an idiot.
Yeah,
right?
You
So
can do the money for something else.
yeah, so that history is very, very important. You gotta build up to that. There's also loopholes around that where you can actually buy paid off trade lines, auto trade lines. So somebody that paid off 150K G-Wagon or a car, you could actually pay somebody, buy that. It's almost like buying an authorized user, which we also do. We sell those as well.
Of course.
You buy that and they copy and paste that history onto your credit report.
What?
As under your name. It's
Dude,
completely
that's
legal.
crazy.
And then you go into the bank. Oh, I had a $150,000 auto loan paid off. This Lambo's $225. All right, cool. We'll give you $200. Just put $25K down. So the credit game is deep. We should have a second episode.
We
honestly, guys.
definitely should.
We should. The credit game is deep. Guys.
We're gonna definitely bring back another episode.
To wrap this up though, what's your future dream car at this point? You've got the Lambo. What's next?
Aventador SVJ.
Everybody.
I feel like that's the best car.
That's the best car.
In 2 years, I'm gonna be ripping through Bergen County, shooting flames out of that Gentani V12 exhaust. Lamborghini SVJ is next 100%. I don't want anything else right now. I'm sick of the Huracans. I need a SVJ next.
I feel like that's the next one up to dude.
The ones that I want are like 800, 900K. So that's a whole new. That's like 3x what my car costs right now. Dude. So we working.
That's it.
Alrighty, James. Listen, dude. Thank you very much for pulling up on iKONIC, dude.
Thank you, guys.
I definitely would love to have you back, bro. It's been a pleasure, dude.
It's been an
so much.
absolute
Nice
pleasure,
meeting you,
man.
Nice
Thanks so
meeting
much
you,
for
dude.
joining us.
Thank you. Yes, sir. Thank you, guys.
All right.